Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to the Weekly Rundown. Woo, it's been a busy week, hasn't it? Just a few announcements of what's been going on. First off, for the podcast, hopefully we're going to be having Bruce back for Prince of the Universe. That's going to be a lot of fun. Also, I want to thank every Star Wars Billboard donor who was in the higher tier and got to guest star on the podcast. I loved every single one of you. I think all of you did a fantastic job. I really mean that. I really enjoyed doing that. I didn't think we had a bad bunch in all the podcasts we had. It was great. Thank you. Wonderful time. Perhaps we'll do it again some other time, do some contest or something. I don't know. But anyway, tons of fun. As for Saturday Morning Sound Flange, we're going to get the original cast back, hopefully, and keep talking about video games, older video games, so you don't want to miss out on that. We're probably going to be talking about old video games for the next couple of months until Gen Con comes around, then we'll switch our topic to that. But anyway, so that's what's going on with Saturday Morning Sound Flange. With the channel, I have to take a little break this week from Matt's Board Game Review, only because, folks, the past few weeks I've gotten a ton of games in. I mean a ton, as you can see there. And that's not all of them, by the way. I've had more come in since then. So what happened was on eBay, I bought not one but two people's collections. And I bought them for pennies on the dollar too. I mean pennies on the dollar. I couldn't believe the deal I got. And honestly, every single game was worth it. Now, I haven't had a chance to play them all, which is why we're delaying Matt's Board Game Review for another week, because I need to start playing some of these games. I played some of them, but not all of them, and I'm trying to catch up and I want to play the game for at least a couple of weeks, or 3 or 4 times before I give my review on it. That's only fair. So, in order to do that, I'll probably have to take this week off, and probably for the next month, because I won't have as much time to play board games as much as I want to. So I'm thinking about having the Mrs. co-star on the show with me for a few weeks and having us review some of her favorite board games. Now, warning, her board games are for children and they're retro games back in the day. No, we're not reviewing Candyland, but there's some games like that she really wants to talk about. Well, she doesn't really want to talk about. She wants me to talk about them, but I would love to have her on there. I think that would be fun, even though the games may not be as fun. But still, I don't know anyone else who has reviews for them, so why not? So hopefully that will happen. Fingers crossed on if the missus will join me for that. Anyway, other things to talk about. A couple of you keep asking me about, Matt, talk about why Disney could have made the EU, movies from the books, and how they could have continued it. Because there are people out here who are saying it couldn't have been done, and folks, I'm not going to go back to that argument anymore. I'm not. I know it's been brought up recently on someone's YouTube channel. I can't remember. Someone had told me about it. This was months ago, and I'm sorry, I forgot all the information. But I remember a few people were saying, "What do you think about this? What do you think about this?" Well, I've already given you my thoughts. To me, they had the choice. They just didn't want to do it. Now, what they released by saying, oh, we can't do that, that will tie us down creatively, that's a lie, right? It's a lie. You could have jumped off that starting point, continued on. You just didn't want to. And you know what? They just should have said that. Just be honest and say it. Say, we didn't want to do it. We wanted to go our own way. Because could you have done it? Yeah. Remember what I told you? I mean, people say, well, no, because how would they catch everyone up over 30 years of book? They couldn't do that. They'd be so confused. No, they won't, because they did it for episode 7. Someone tell me the difference between the Resistance, the Republic, and the First Order. My brother who saw the film, he told me about it, and he said he didn't understand what that was all about. What was the Resistance against the Republic? What wasn't the Republic fighting the First Order? Were they? Were they at odds? Who was this? No one knew. It was so confusing. And there were tons of other things that were confusing in the film, according to my brother. He didn't understand why, I can't remember who the black guy is. Is it Finn, I think? If I get this wrong, I'm sorry. I think it's Finn. I think he was a stormtrooper, and he revolted from them, joined the Rebel Alliance, or whatever they're called. And within 2 hours, he's up face to face with Princess Leia, their leader. It's a good thing he wasn't a secret assassin playing double agent, right? He could have just shot her and ended the war right there. That's kind of wild, And there's a lot of things that just don't make sense in it. But you know what? People don't care. People don't care that Luke's lightsaber is in some basement of a very dangerous and seedy bar. Why is it there? If it's so important, why you want to keep it in a private safe maybe? I don't know. Some, orange-headed person is guarding it. I don't know. It's so weird. It doesn't make much sense. Folks, you don't have to explain everything to the audience. People loved Episode 7, and they didn't care if there were some things that just didn't make sense or they didn't understand. What's the shape of the galaxy? Where's Luke been? Why did Han and Leia get divorced? What happened? They don't have to explain it all. And the same thing could be said for the EU. Oh, well, Han and Leia had 3 kids. We need to mention that. No, we don't. They just had one girl, Jaina. And she's, 30-something, and she's helping them out. You don't need to talk about the brothers. I don't even know why they would. It's not like Han's going to sit there. These aren't like the good old days with Jason and Anakin. They don't have to say that. Where's Chewbacca? Oh, no, we got to explain that he got hit by a moon during the Vong invasion. No, you don't. You just mentioned that ever since Chewbacca's passing, Han's been on his own. That's it. And fans will accept it. And if they want to read more, there's always the EU. So it's not that they couldn't do it, it's they just didn't want to. And like I said, that's fine. They own the rights. They can do whatever they want. And they just didn't want to do it. They can say all the reasons why they didn't want to do it, but we know it's not true. Also, secondly, someone said that, well, what about the people who say, well, they couldn't make it off the books because then there'd be no surprise. And you want to be surprised, don't you? No, actually, America doesn't. Look at Harry Potter, look at Game of Thrones, look at Walking Dead. They're basically off of books. You need more examples? You got the Twilight Saga, the Divergent series, the Hunger Games stuff. You've got tons of examples. Lost World, Jurassic Park, I Am Legend. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head all these movies. There's tons of movies out there. Oh, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. They've been out for decades before the movies came out. You could have read the book and known what was going to happen at the end. But no one cared. They still saw the film, even though the books had been out years or decades later. So it's a ridiculous argument when I hear someone say, well, they couldn't do it because then there would be no surprises. And I even heard one person say, well, Harry Potter doesn't really count. It's different. No, it's not. We're talking about books, movies made from books. And they are, for the most part, successful in Hollywood. Sure, Disney's John Carter was not that successful. You can give some points there. But the thing is, I actually like that film. I haven't read the book yet, but I really want to. I really want to read John Carter of Mars. So anyway, folks, that's silliness. Those are silly arguments. I'm not going to get into that. The point is, they didn't want to do it. And by the way, that's their prerogative. They could have done that. And that's fine. Even though I don't like it, that's fine. Well, look, you actually got me to talk about it. Good job. All right, folks, I'll see you later this week.